Hello and welcome to Clever Ever, coming at you live. Today we're going to talk all about motherhood, balancing motherhood, scaling your business so that you can live a life beyond your wildest dreams. And it's so funny because they said as a human design projector, well, I shouldn't have kids, but hey, here I am, thriving, multiplying, enjoying my dream life in Bali and raising 3 kids as a single mum. Yes, I do co-parent with my ex. Yes, we're good friends, but let's face it, 3 kids on your own can be wild. And I want to give you my top 5 epic tips that are literally going to take you from zero to hero, to get you to scale your business. Because I think a lot of women are like, I have to sacrifice my family for my business. No, don't have to do that. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do today to have it all. So let's get into it. So funny, as I was jumping on, the song that came up for me was like, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Because we've all been down there. I've literally been a parent for 10 years. I've got 3 kids, a 3-year-old boy, a 7-year-old girl, and a 10-year-old boy. So I have been through the ringer. And often when you have kids, what happens? You have no idea what you're doing. It's just like when you start a business, you have no idea what you're doing, but then you just learn and you get better. And of course, I was like the worst mom in the world 10 years ago. I literally had my son, I was pregnant at 23. So none of my friends had kids. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Starting a business, none of my friends even had businesses. I was literally just like swimming in the unknown with no one to tell me what to do. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just like Googling, how do you grow a business? And thank God Google existed, or I never would have gotten where I am now. But anyway, let's dive in. So number one. Now, every time I get my kids, what I do is I sit down and I have a family meeting with my kids. Now, obviously, if you're with your kids every single week, I would recommend you do this on a Sunday night, which most of you obviously are. Do this on a Sunday night, so you're getting ready for the week. And you do this for your business as well. Always get ready for the week. You've got to know the energy that you're in for the week. You've got to know what amount of money you're bringing in for that week, the clients, the energetic signature that you need to embody for that week for it to manifest. Same thing as being a mom. You have to know what energy you've got to be in to embody the reality that you desire to see. If you desire amazing kids that are really happy and joyful, well, you have to be happy and joyful. You can't be like, morning children, and expect them to be happy and joyful. You've got to be the vibe. You've got to be the energy. I get the music pumping every morning. I wake up, I'm like, good morning children. Like, I don't come downstairs till I'm in that state because my kids deserve the best of me. So number 1 is having a great calendar to map out the week. So Sunday night, make sure that you're literally in the zone. You've got like a weekly thing, a weekly calendar. I obviously do this with my older kids. My 3-year-old's not old enough yet to kind of have these conversations with me. I will, however, have them with him. I'm like, what are you focusing on this week, little man? Like, and I will have those conversations with him because I think we don't give our kids enough credit. We often think, oh, they're young, they're not as smart. They're pretty smart and they're pretty switched on and they do understand, and their subconscious is always receiving and taking it in. So have the conversation. So what I'll do is ask my oldest son what he desires to, what his goal is for the week. Well, my daughter's goal is for the week. Last week it was just have fun, and my son's goal was composure. He's very much an old soul and he's very like, zen. So we'll map it out. I will tell them what they want for dinner every single night because that just takes the decision fatigue out the window. Like, seriously, trying to think of dinners every night, screw that. Put it on a calendar, make sure you're organized, know what like the activities you are for the week, what you have on. So important because we're creating the web. This is the spider web we're creating so that we can just effortlessly flow into the week and it just be like magic and it'd be fun. Cool, so that's number 1. Number 2, outsource. So many people think they can do everything themselves. You cannot. Stop it. Stop the bullshit stories like I don't have enough money. No, you can get help. Even ask like family. Just say, hey, until I can do XYZ, I can cover your travel to my house or something. Like, be creative. We are so limited the way we think in as a society that we think that if I don't have money, I can't have the things. It's so limited. It's how can I have more support? What can I do? Start thinking like that because you cannot grow and scale an empire without staff, and you cannot raise kids by yourself or just with your partner. It takes a village. It used to take a village. So make sure that you outsource. Don't be stupid. Stop the bullshit stories. Stop the victim mentality. It's like, oh, I can't. Like, bleh. No. You're better than that. You're so much better than that. Cool. Number 3. Share your dreams with them so they understand why you might be working late or why you might be doing this or why you may not be their center of attention. But actually, don't ever multitask and be like on your phone while your kids are there. I strongly disapprove of that because unless your kids know while you're on the phone, because you're showing them a habit of, well, I'm just always working makes money. Well, you want to show them that the money just gets to come no matter what. Like, you're always worthy of the money no matter what. The money flows no matter what. So if you do have to work while your kids are there, just say, hey, mummy's just doing this because of blah, 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 blah. I'm about to impact my whole community from this epic post that I've just channeled through, and I just hope you guys just give me 2 little minutes and then I'm going to be there with you so that we can play this game and have quality time together, because I know how much quality time means for you. And something else that's coming through right now, so important, that I didn't actually add to the list, which I'll do in another video, is always focus on the things they're doing well and not the things that they're not doing well. So many people focus on the things that they're not doing well. It's like the kid's amazing, and then they drop a glass of milk and you're like, oh my God, the milk has dropped, you are a terrible child. No. It's, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you. Like, and I do this all the time, like with my kids, and I like over exaggerate like a crazy person. Like, my kids will be speaking nicely to each other. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't do it in that weird voice, but I'm like, I just love how nice you were to your sister then. Amazing. I am loving this. And I make it a big deal because I want them to know that that's the behavior that I have a standard for. That's the behavior that I tolerate. They're punching, the kicking, the screaming. No. That's not available in this house, in this container. We are better than that. We are kings and queens. We do not behave like paupers. I don't speak like that, but you get my drift. So, and that actually goes into my next one, which is having the standard for the behavior that you set for them. It's so important to make sure that you have standards. In the past, I used to be so in my feminine when I was raising my kids that I was just like, just do whatever you want. You know, I'm just here holding the space for you. And then it's just like, okay, like, feel your feelings, feel them, get them out, and then come back to love. Come on, we don't sit in them all day. Most of the shit that you're processing is not you. Kids are very open anyway. Like 99.999% of all the crap that people are processing and feeling, it's not them. We're literally in a world where everyone's having feelings and emotions, and then your little kids are processing them. It's like, no, teach them how to feel it, get it out, and then come back. I will not allow for them to throw tantrums over petty things. Obviously, now this can be a little bit of a gray area, because obviously there's 2 different types of tantrums. There's one tantrum where they can really feel like someone has just died, and that's a tantrum that you have to be sensitive to, so just be mindful of that. But it's really just about holding the standard. It's like, no, come on, back here, back to love. Come on, we're good, because we want to teach them that they don't need to be victims for a very, very long time. We want to teach them that they get to embody a higher frequency. This is not their first rodeo. They are not just new to this planet. This is like, you know, they've done this a million fucking times. They don't need to have tantrums every single lifetime for a million fucking years over. Like, just bring them back. If they've chosen you as a parent, they are a very old soul as a child. So just understand that and know that, yes, you're holding your space really, really beautifully, but you also need to understand that for you to be the best version of you, you have to create an environment where you can thrive. And if you are constantly dealing with tantrums and crazy behavior, well, how the fuck can you thrive in that environment? So you have to really, and I speak to my kids very openly and honestly. I'm like, okay, cool, you guys have been really fighting a lot, and so that makes me feel uncomfortable inside. Now, it's not your fault. I have to work on this more within me, but for us to work together really, really well, we've got to all make sure and be responsible for our emotions. We're not going to be energetically, emotionally vomiting, all over everyone, left, right, and center. So figure out the standards. And this is something I did with my kids ages ago. I got them to write all the rules and the consequences of the rules. Now, I remember ages ago, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And my friend was like, Eva, there's jails in this world. Like, we want to get our kids ready for the world that they're living in. If they break rules, there are consequences. Not unfortunately, that's just the world that our human consciousness has created. And I think we need to honor that. Unless you're choosing to go live in the middle of nowhere where you're not in the system, you have to understand that if they fuck up in life, they can go to jail. And so I think it's important to kind of put those foundations in the family home. Now, obviously, the consequences don't need to be smacking them or anything like that. But I think time out is actually a good thing, and not like, you've been naughty. It's just like, hey, let's just have a break from this behavior for a minute. Let's just sit down, deep breath, and then come back. Okay, because we've got to create a emotion that just snaps them out of the behavior. There's got to be something that just, wakes them back up to reality and not to their unconscious self that keeps replaying over and over and over again. And we're allowing that pattern to get deeper and deeper and deeper into their subconscious. So last but not least, it was the night before Christmas and all through the house. Number 5 is night before magic. And this is something that has seriously changed my life. Oh my God, having 3 kids on your own, like, you've got to be organized. It's so about organization. That's something I do the night before, because I'm definitely more of a nighttime person than a morning person. It's just who I am. I love every single day. I'm so grateful for life, but I kind of come alive at night as opposed to the morning. And so I started night before magic, where I would literally just get everything ready night before, all their lunchboxes, and get out of all your stories. I had all these stories like, oh my God, I couldn't put sandwiches in the fridge, they might go off or hard, and it's like, oh my God, just fucking do it. Like, game changer. So I'd make all their lunch, everything, and just chuck it into the fridge. Everything's just in sealed containers into the fridge, and that's all done. Sometimes I put little notes in their lunch boxes. Absolutely love that. It's a great touch, and it really makes your kids realize that you love them, and it's just so beautiful. And then what I do is I put all of their clothes out. If your kids are a bit older, give them responsibility. They can do that themselves, but I'll put all their clothes out in piles, and I'll write little notes on it, like their names, and have a great day. It's exciting. Then I'll get all of their cereal ready and just put the bowls on the table. All they need to do in the morning is just get the milk out. I'll put little notes in the bowls, and I'll put a little miracle card that's got a little cute affirmation in it, something that I do. My kids absolutely love it. You don't need to like go above and beyond with this. This is about you creating a life that works for you. I don't want you to go, oh my gosh, she's such a good mom. I couldn't do that. I could never have done this in the past. I had to literally, so many versions of me had to die. It was beautiful, 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 beautiful day. Manifest massive amounts of wealth and abundance and happiness and prosperity, and know that it all is coming to you because you are so worthy of it and more. Big love, old soul. Mwah.